I think there's no other university quite like the University of Chicago. There's no other theater quite like Court, so it's hard to imagine anything quite like the Court Theater at the University of Chicago.
One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing.
There is no other theater in the country like Court Theater. A regional theater with a repertoire ranging from an Iliad to Angels in America to Porgy and Bess. The theater has a commitment to great American works, classical musical theater, as well as classic plays from the African American canon. Court's vision is to build on its success to create an extraordinary center for classic theater.
The Center for Classic Theater will be a repository of all knowledge about classic theater. It will be the place where everybody in the country, or maybe in the Western world, or maybe on the planet, thinks of when they think about classic theater, when they have a question about classic theater, when they want to think about how do we present a certain text. It will be the place that people go. We will be an authority on the subject.
It is, at its heart, a way for Court to take its rightful place as a preeminent theater in this country and leverage the competitive advantage it has by being here on the campus and a part of the University of Chicago.
Given the variety of Court's plays, it's fair to ask, what is a classic?
To me, a classic is a play that proves itself over and over and over again with an audience over years, decades, centuries.
Some people say it's like pornography, you know it when you see it. I like to think about it as theater that just has the wisdom of the ages, undying truths, plays you can see it time and time again that never really get old.
The short, simplest answer is it's a piece that addresses themes and ideas that need to be asked and talked about and grappled with again and again and again. They are timeless.
At the heart of Court Theater's ability to create the Center for Classic Theater is its relationship with the University of Chicago.
No other theater in the country has the kind of relationship and opportunity that Court does by being in residence with such an incredible intellectual resource as the University of Chicago.
Maybe it's exactly because I'm invisible.
When Court mounted Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison scholar Ken Warren taught a class in conjunction with the production.
What does Reinhardt represent, or what does the Invisible Man take to be that lesson?
Warren also chaired a symposium of Ellison scholars and acted as a resource for the director, adapter, and the cast.
The productions benefit by further reflection and sometimes contestation from the scholars. I mean, we have kind of a culture of contestation here at the University of Chicago, which is to say everything is a grist for an argument of one sort or another. But I think that's an exciting thing. It makes literature, it makes theater alive. It gives our research a different inflection.
Here will be home forever for you, for me, my only love.
Tony Kushner's adaptation of the French Baroque play The Illusion created the opportunity for Deputy Arts Provost and French Literature Professor Larry Norman to teach a graduate seminar class with Artistic Director Charlie Newell.
It's very interesting the commonality of the work of a theater director, especially a theater director like Charlie Newell and the others who work here at the Court Theater, and a professor or scholar, in that we're both doing interpretation. Charlie's working on interpretation of text. We work on interpretation of text. And I think bringing those two forms of interpretation together stimulate both of our works, our research on the one hand, and the quality and the artistic excellence of the plays.
God Almighty. Very Steven Spielberg.
Angels is a very long and it's I think legitimately called an epic play, but it's really 71 incredibly intimate little scenes. So
collaboration among the playwright, the director, the university, and the actors is integral to Court's vision of continuing to create classic theater. It is a vision that drew actor Mary Beth Fisher to Court.
I'm really excited that Charlie is bringing living writers into court theater. Certainly right now with Angels in America, we're working with Tony Kushner, a great American artist in every sense of the word. And I think to include current American writers and welcome them through the doors of court theater to work on either adaptations of classical material or perhaps completely new inventions of classical material is thrilling and exciting and will really place court on the map in terms of artistic accomplishment.
Actor A.C. Smith is excited about the challenges court's emphasis on the classics offers.
I like the urban plays, I like the more present plays, but the classicals, I like to get more into that and get another part of my craft honed very well, and I think they can do that here, working with Charlie. Charlie's an expert, he has a great eye, and I think he can help me with that, you know.
Creating a center for classic theater would necessitate some physical changes at court. Today, space limitations mean long breaks between plays. 5 weeks were needed between Invisible Man and Angels in America.
My greatest hope for court theater is that at some point they will get wing space. At some point they will have greater backstage space. I would love to see the physical environment of court theater, the backstage area, expand so that our designers and our directors have more opportunity to open their creative imagination.
To begin, I wanted to thank the Court Theater for partnering with us, because in some ways it is such a wonderful and natural moment, right, convergence, to have Angels in America introduction there and have this exhibition here.
Outreach into the broader community, including partnering with other arts organizations as well as community organizations, would expand at the new Center for Classic Theater. More events would be held like this evening at the Museum of Contemporary Art, where the AIDS Foundation and the museum looked at how Angels in America promoted social change in the 1980s.
My name is Tyler Thomas. I'm from Simeon, and I'll be playing Wine and Boy from the piano lesson. Thank you.
This high school performance festival at Court is the culmination of the educational program that sends professional artists into the schools to introduce young people to the arts and build the next generation of artists and patrons. The new center's educational program would double the number of students the theater could serve. Court Theater believes it has the pieces in place to propel the theater to a new level. And the critics agree.
I would like to see them get more attention nationally. I certainly think they deserve a regional Tony Award, for sure. I think their expansion in terms of involving the university is just such a natural, in part because of Charlie Newell, who I think is really an unheralded genius in many ways in terms of his approach to material.
The extraordinary success of the last 2 challenging seasons and the unique collaboration with the University of Chicago make this the moment for Court Theater to fulfill its mission of creating the Center for Classic Theater.
My dream for Court is that it's a place of nexus. It's a place where leading artists, leading scholars come to generate, create, and make the work of their dreams that work then is propelled out into the world.
We have an artist who's in the prime of his time, and we have the potential to drive Court into being seen as the preeminent theater in the country, whose work is not only going to travel and be seen in other places, but the scholarship that we inspire here will also inform theaters and people who make theater and study theater around the world.
Morning time and evening time and summertime and winter time.